Hi everyone, this is the new Hot Wheels Car Culture series, the Thrill Climbers, and it's funny because like every time I tell myself, well, I'm gonna cut back down a little bit on the Hot Wheels, I don't have like the proper proportions or the proper scales, I'd rather spend that money on something else, but every time they find something I'm super interested in this case, the whole set, this is my personal opinion as far as I'm concerned, is one of the best Hot Wheels Car Culture releases so far, and it's just great. And this is the Thrill Climber series from Car Culture, and I'm going to look at the each individual car. And what I like about this is everything is European, and I do collect European cars the most, even though I have a ton of American cars and I have a ton of Japanese cars in my diecast collections because they're just for the most part a lot more accessible. Like more companies make American muscle car or JDM cars because well they're what's in right now pretty much. So yeah, all of them are European, even the Ford. It's a Ford Europe model. We have three VWs. VW Group. We have a VW, a Porsche, and an Audi. We have a Lancia, a Italian car, and the Ford Europe. So I'm gonna arrange it the way you usually do. It usually starts with American cars, and even though this car specifically is not really American, but it's Ford, right? Ford is an American company, and British, French, Italian, Italian and French, and then German. German starting with VW. So this is how I would organize this set, even though this is not like the way they do it, and I'll do it this way. Every single one of these cars, they are the first time they've ever been released as premium models, not counting Super Treasure Hunts. The first time, every single one of them, the first time ever getting a metal base. And a lot of those cars, I think these three are pretty much completely brand new releases, which is awesome. And I'm gonna start with the car I'm not the most familiar or not the most familiar with and not the most interested in, and that will be the Ford Cosworth. That's not right, right? Is it the Ford Cosworth? No, it's just Ford RS200. This is the kind of the successor to the Ford Escort, the European Ford Escort, and that's pretty much designed as a sports car / rally car. It was really good, and I think it's really interesting to see this actually has one more part than it usually does. I'm pretty sure this blue piece is one extra piece because it's painted all over, and I would assume it's fully spray painted and then inserted, which is good. Always nice seeing Hot Wheels having extra pieces than their standard mainline 4. It's alright, there's not too much to talk about. The Pirelli 4, nice big Ford logo right here, more Pirelli logos. Not too much to talk about in my opinion, not really my thing. But it's good, like this is painted pretty well, it's not super pixelated as you see with a lot of Hot Wheels stuff, so good. And next up the Lancia, and actually the card I have actually says Lanica. And some of them says Lanica, some of them says Lancia, but obviously the card itself says Lancia as it should. Lancia 037. Really cool card. This is my first Lancia. I do think a lot about getting the Atomica Premium Lancia, one of those Lancia cars. But this is pretty good. It's a cool Italian car company, even though it's not doing great currently. Bilstein, Brembo, Pirelli, all of the and whatever this brand is, can't exactly tell. The grill is really nicely done. Yeah, it's pretty good. The printing here is still pretty good. Like the thing with Hot Wheels is like, especially with their premium stuff, like a lot of the print is pretty pixelated. It's not really super high definition, so it's hard to tell like if there's any QC quality control problems. It's like if something's not painted perfectly, it's not going to show up very well because the whole thing is not that detailed anyway. But still, this is pretty good, and this is sort of based on the at least from the images I've seen of the actual Lancia Rally 037. It's at least partially based on the Martini livery. Of course, Martini is alcohol, and Hot Wheels can't really do that because they're selling to minors and stuff. You can leave it to Schuco and other brands that are more willing to do more adult themed stuff. So, but this is pretty much like the same stripes. The colors are changed a little bit, but if you look at the deco and everything, it's pretty similar to Martini, even though they don't look exactly right next to each other. You can see the similarities, right? Next up, get to the German cars, and that's the stuff I really interested in. And this is the VW IDR, and specifically, this is the 2018 Pikes Peak hill climb version of it. Again, not exactly the same. The 94 is there, and obviously, Hot Wheels version will be missing a lot of like the more specific details. For instance, like the back spoiler should have Volkswagen written on it. It's a cool thing. The tail is plastic. Everything else is metal. Really nice car. I really like it. The VW IDR is a great looking car in my opinion, and it's really cool and kind of a glimpse of the future. Like there's gonna be people who say, "Oh, it's so slow. It's an electric car." It's like that just reminds me of the people who when steam trains were a thing. First RGB thing was like, "Oh, you can beat it with a horse." Well, yeah, but it's also like a comparatively speaking, a new technology. And who knows? Like maybe in 10 years, electric cars still wouldn't be as fast as other more conventionally powered automobiles. Maybe it's going to be faster. Who knows? But like the people who just immediately says, "Oh, it's not going to be replacing, diesel or petroleum." It's like, yeah, give it time. It's like, when you're playing video games, it's like a level 3 basic unit is going to be more powerful than like a level 1 like more end game units. But in terms of end game, a level 10, when they're both at level 10, the new unit more than likely is going to be more effective. But whatever. But every other car in this set is white. This is kind of more like a light gray or a dark white, if that's a color. Some nice rims on here. 94. It's a pretty cool car, but this one actually has like the most amount of like QC problem. That's pretty noticeable. You can see there's a chip right here. I know there's like another couple of chips somewhere that I can't be able to tell right now in camera, but yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but that's as far as Hot Wheels is concerned, it's not too bad, right? And they're cheap. If I care enough about it, I'll get a new one, but I don't really. Oh, and by the way, I found them in Target. I was really happy to find them, especially the whole set. Next up is a Porsche 934/5. In Hot Wheels terminology, they call it 934.5. I don't know why that's the case. The most references I've seen pointed to as like the 934/5. So this is basically a intermediate model between the 934 and the 935. It's a great looking car. I love the spoilers on this thing. Has a bit of a bigger chin, and yeah, great looking car. Number 77. I haven't been able to find like a specific model. This is based on. I think I've seen images of cars that look very much like it, but not as close as I would have liked. I like the wheels. As far as Hot Wheels is concerned, it looks pretty good. Obviously, not realistic rims, but cool looking nevertheless. And this says Luft gekühlt, and Luft in German means air, or it mostly means air, and kühlt, you can probably guess it. Yeah, it means air cool, which is a pretty cool statement for a Porsche. Pretty nice. As far as Hot Wheels headlight is concerned, this is pretty bland, just a black circle, all filled in. Doesn't really have a lot of depth, but overall, I do like this car. Like the 934/5 is one of the cars from Hot Wheels I've always wanted to get. They have a supercharger hunt. Never had a premium model. Now they have, and I got it, and I don't need another. And I mean, this thing costs like $550 in Target, and if I want to even get like a basic mainline model from online, it would be probably come up to that amount shipped. Last but certainly not least, this might be the best in the whole series actually. I think actually it is the Audi Sport Quattro, and obviously also has a supercharger hunt version coming out this year. Gorgeous Spectra Flame Candy Red, great supercharger hunt. If I will, definitely one of the best supercharger hunts this year. There's not a lot to say, right? Because all of them are pretty gorgeous, and if I can find any of them, I'm not going to be complaining. But I think that one might be one of the best. And as far as premium cars goes, this is really nice as well. Full deck coat, as you'd expect. Pretty sharp painting. Not as sharp as some of the other brands you'll see, but as far as Hot Wheels is concerned, it's pretty well defined. Pretty good definition. It's not like super high definition or anything, and you can see the like the lines, right? And you can see the pixels, right? And you can see the black lines right here is kind of cutting across the yellow portions. But overall, like as far as how those premium models goes, like look at them from like a sort of a distance, looks pretty good. Like 550, I'm not gonna be complaining about it. One thing is I wish the spoilers hollowed out. If they're to do that, maybe they need like a separate piece for the spoiler, and they're not gonna spend the extra money on that, which will be a bummer. But still, overall, great looking car. Good looking from the back and really good looking from the front. So yeah, like I said, I think this is one of the best car culture series as far as I care about personally. Just a gorgeous 5 cars, all European cars, which is again my thing, and 3 new castings introduced and 2 new castings first time getting their like proper full premium metal body, metal base with real riders treatment. Great stuff, and I'm actually interrupting some of the other videos I'm doing just because I was lucky enough to find these in stores. It's lovely. As you can see, the background, I got an Inno64 NSX-R box at the back, and I also have a new green light. And today I do have a very expensive RLC model coming in, so my heart and my wallet hurts a bit, but I'm really excited to show that to you guys after I get it. And I'll be filming my Inno64 as well as my greenlight videos. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.